Yeah, this is the Flambu, and there's quite a few rivers around here that I like to fish. The Chippewa, this is actually the North Fork of the Flambu, and there's a South Fork too. There's a Chippewa, East Fork, West Fork of the Chippewa. There's a Jump River I like, North and South Fork of the Jump River, but we start fishing here first weekend of May. Fishing season opens, and it can be real good for smallmouth bass fishing at early season, pre-spawn. We get a lot of nice fish then. It's a good time to fish, and not many people are here fishing that time of year. They spawn around the end of May, which is really good fishing if you like fishing for them during the spawning season. End of May, last week of May, maybe the first week of June. And then it gets real good after the 4th of July. When it gets hot, they'll start eating crayfish, and the fishing can be real good. We use flies, woolly buggers for flies, and then just crayfish patterns and stuff, soft plastics and stuff for spinning rods.
What kind of species can you expect to find here on the Flambu?
Mainly smallmouth bass is probably the most of the fish here are smallmouth, but it's a good river for muskies also. Well, we just had a pike, but we don't catch too many pike. Actually catch more muskies than pike, and there's a few walleyes in here too.
What's a big muskie for this river?
Well, the fish on these rivers, a big one I would say would be 20 pounds. They don't get as big, I don't think, as some of the lakes here in Wisconsin, but there's probably a better chance of catching a fish on some of these rivers than a lake. The biggest one I've caught on a fly was 25 pounds for muskie, probably 40, maybe 45 inches. And they don't grow as fat, muskies on the rivers generally. Mid-September we're at, and it's a good time of year for smallmouth bass, or actually for muskies. It's starting to get cold, and the bass fishing usually slows up a little bit this time of year as the water gets cold, but usually some big fish this time of year for smallmouth.
What are your current water conditions right now here on the river? Well,
it's pretty low. We haven't had much rain this summer at all, and it's hard for us to get down the river even in these drift boats because of the water being so low, and there's a lot of rocks. You can see the kind of water we go through, and but it's ideal conditions for smallmouth. It's really good. We fish a lot here for bass and muskies, mostly bass and muskies, and it doesn't get a lot of pressure. A lot of people these days are fishing lakes with their boats. It takes a little bit more work. We have a shuttle we have to use, shuttle service, but it's a nice place and good fishing with not a lot of pressure, and it's a lot of fun because not many people are out here fishing.
When you're floating down the river, what kind of wildlife will you see?
Well, up here we'll probably see some eagles. I don't know, it's real windy today, but we'll probably see some eagles, some deer. We just saw a mink here. Sometimes otters, beavers sometimes, a lot of ducks and geese this time of year too. So there's a lot of wildlife here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Drop the anchor right there, Rod.
Yeah, I did. See, it was just in the hole.